A gift that doesn't come in a fancy box with ribbons or bows, but it is a gift some families thought they'd never see. A loved one who battled addiction most of their lives, now fully sober. For these families, it'll be the first Christmas they've had in years where they can honestly say they're celebrating it with a sense of true joy. Our Betsy Singer shares Darci's story.
Darci, how old were you when you started using anything, and what did you start with?
I was 15 years old, and I experimented with alcohol and marijuana to begin with.
What did you progress to, and up until 9 months ago, what was your drug of choice?
I progressed to IV drug use of methamphetamines.
And that's where you were 9 months ago?
Yes.
Okay, so you were 15 when you started using. How many times in those years did you quit? Did you try to get sober many times?
I did. I did try many times. I only succeeded in the past one time to 89 days. So this is the first time in 30 years that I have been sober.
Darci, that's amazing. This past year has been hard on pretty much all of us. How? Especially, I mean, people who don't even have addiction issues or didn't are finding themselves having addiction issues because of this pandemic. So how do you, having struggled with sobriety for all those years, how did you survive this year?
Definitely, first and foremost, has been a discovery of self-worth, self-compassion, and love. But secondly is the face-to-face intensive inpatient treatment that I've been able to have the opportunity to have.
Do you think that if you wouldn't have been able to connect with people in person, that you would not have been able to celebrate 9 months recovery?
I strongly believe that without face-to-face interaction with people and the connections, that I would not be able to stay sober, no.
Do you have surprised family members who didn't know if they could believe it because it had been so many years?
Yes, yes. I thought that my family had lost hope, but I have a strong, close-knit family that has always supported me, and that's been part of my success.
Oh, that's amazing, Darci, because so many people have burned their family members. Their family is just done with them. I'm glad to hear that for you. Tell me about how the holidays are different for you this year. It's got to be pretty exciting then.
Oh, it's very exciting. I have two beautiful children that I'm present for this year, and a great family, a loving family that I get to spend the holidays with. And to be sober for the first time ever in a holiday that I can remember is pretty amazing, and it feels great.
Wow. What are some of the steps that you took when things started to get hard, especially at the beginning of these 9 months?
Oh, it's definitely been difficult during this, pandemic, but the steps that I've remained is my recovery is first and foremost. The face-to-face intensive inpatient treatment that Recovery is Happening has provided for me. Meetings, connection. The opposite of addiction is connection, and that's number one. You have to reach out for help.
What was your lowest point in life, Darci?
I lost custody of my children due to my addiction. I now have gained rights to them. We spend a lot of time together. I'm a part of their life now. I help raise them. So, but that was the lowest point. You
must have had to work on the relationship and rebuilding trust, forgiveness. How's that going?
I have a couple amazing children, I'll have to tell you, because they have the perception that as long as I'm sober and doing well and looking forward, that the past is forgotten. And that's what you have to do, is you have to leave the past in the past and move ahead and make goals for the future.
For anybody who is seeing this, who might be high, sitting at home watching this, give me some words of encouragement. How do you get someone to really understand that, one, there's help and people do care. Because a lot of times in your addiction, you're lied to in your head. Nobody cares. So I really want you to speak to that person who's struggling.
That's so true. Number one is reach out if you need help. There is always someone that cares. I am overwhelmed with the amount of support that's been given to me in my recovery from strangers, from friends, from family. That's number one. And I finally discovered a sense of self-worth. I think that's the most important, to know that you're worth this, that you're worth recovery, that you're worth a good life. And stay connected to people, education. And that's one thing that Tim at Recovery's Happening has provided us with is education and tools to apply to life in order to live in the community and be sober.
Darci, I am so very thankful that you are sober, you're doing well, and that you have a relationship with your children. God bless you, friend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Darci.